Europe is like the personification of the school teacher in one of those videos where like they're at an inner city like high school and there's this kid who's like, he might be 18 but has the body of like a 24-year-old, and there's like this 5'2" woman who's like, "No, you need to listen. You need to do your homework right now." And
And the
there's like
kid, like, pulls the kid,
effectively
like, pulls, like, an AK-47 out of his pants and just, like,
he, like,
points
pulls an
at her.
AK-47 or, like, just RKO, like, choke slams this, like, poor, like, dainty woman onto the ground, like, ruining her life, and, like, obviously disavow, not a good thing, etcetera. But, it's just, like it's this feeling of, like, you have completely misunderstood the dynamics of, like, who has authority and control.
They're deploying their highest level of threat, which is, like, a NATO declaration of, like, "Please don't take Greenland. Please don't take it."
Welcome to another episode of Plausibly Deniable, brought to you by Polymarket, Zcash, Citizen X, and Network Press.
Yeah, so apparently everyone's using Starlink now. I was, like, in a very rural area.
He has no matter where
Um
he goes, he has no internet. Like, I don't understand it. It's like he can be in the third world, he can be in the first world. There's never any internet, dude.
Yeah, we need a Starlink sponsorship. Hit me up, Elon.
You need, like, a backpack that has, like, a massive I need to attach, like, a solar panel, like, array to like, you need to become like a turtle that has, like, a Starlink shell for the good of our podcast.
For the good of the people, for the listeners. I do it for the listeners. But yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
and
on
there should be
Starlink
a
now. It's actually
Patreon
kind of
tier. There should be the Patreon tier that just costs exactly as much as a Starlink subscription, and if any one of our viewers subscribes to this, then we will put him in the turtle shell Starlink and make him walk
we'll
around like
create
that.
like a little backpack with like one of those nerd backpacks with like solar panels on the top, but just like a Starlink, the solar panel, a charging port, microphone like strapped around. Yeah, I feel like there's two things that people I mean, I travel a lot, you know that. I think there's two things that people in the US don't realize is that have a lot of penetration, which is Starlink and these Chinese cars, man. These Chinese cars are
Oh, yeah.
everywhere, dude.
Well, the Chinese cars, I think they're just banned in, the US, but they are actually, like you know yeah, like, the fully self-driving stuff with Tesla is very cool and all that jazz, but, like, these Chinese EVs literally cost, like, 12K. It's like you get, like, a full car for, like, 12K, like, it literally costs nothing, and so in every other non-US country, these are kind of killing the market.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I mean, they literally cost like 10K. It looks nice. I've never driven one of these, so I don't know how it drives, but these look
It also
nice.
doesn't matter because we're gonna be honest here, the average person does not give a shit about how their electric vehicle drives. Like, they're already driving an
Yeah, that's
electric
true.
vehicle. They're like, "Oh my god, it can go really fast in a straight line." That's, like, all they care about and all they will ever care about.
Yeah, and it's also super funny. I mean, we were talking about this, I think, a while ago, but like all these Chinese companies, man, they're all like it's like one of those anime scenes where like they have the weights on their legs because they all have just the shittiest names, like the crappiest names of all, like Beyond Your Dreams, like or sorry, Build Your
I know,
Dreams. Like what do
it's
you
like
mean?
something that could only be generated by, like, whatever the Chinese equivalent of, like, GPT, like, 2.5 was,
Yeah,
right?
DeepSeek or whatever, but it's also it's kind of like, when, like, a white guy, like, walks around, like, Japan with, like, a T-shirt that just has, like, some Japanese characters on him. They don't actually know what it means, like, in China, you just see, like, American letters and you're like, "Wow, is so American," you know, and then they're like, "Wow, that's amazing," and then, like, "Yeah, Build Your Dreams, that's a great name for a car brand," and it's just, like, the worst name. They get saved by the acronym. BYD sounds good. Um, but it's just so bad.
It's the same thing with all of their Amazon products too, though, man. Like, you go and, like, anytime you're like, "Yeah, I need, like, a new screen protector or something," and it's like, you get 3 for, like, $4 of the company that's, like
It's like E and then like apostrophe C or something. And you're just like, what? Like, this is like actually just a key mash.
like
It's actually the names are so bad, it's, like, hard to come up with them. I was just, like, trying to spitball a name. I was like, "Ostrich Cases," and it's like, Ostrich Cases is actually, like, not a bad
you
name
know,
compared to some of
yeah,
these, like
like, that's good branding compared to like, here, I'm gonna go search, I'm gonna search screen protectors, and we're gonna see what comes up. Literally, the first fucking result. Do you know what this is? It is all caps NEW apostrophe C nuke. The nuke 3-pack. Like,
Nuke.
it's
Nuke phone case. Truth nuke phone cases. It's so funny. Yeah, I mean, these guys are just so bad. The other thing is, I will say, Americans don't realize how uniquely good Americans are at marketing. Like Americans are just god tier marketers. Every single thing that's a status good and not a legacy industry, like it's not like clothing and there's like some guy in, Italy that's been doing it, in Milan that's been doing it for like 1,000 years. All of those businesses are American owned, like 100% of them. And even like the American advantage in capital markets is like arguably a lot of like marketing stuff. But yeah, once these Chinese car manufacturers, they should hire us, man. They should hire some like pool girls, from like a cold dealing tweet.
That's the thing, they literally don't need to hire us. They could actually hire, like, random moms who are bored at work to do better work than what they're doing, right? Like, you could go find the most completely average person in America and be able to, like, totally revolutionize their brand image.
Yeah, it would actually like 10x improve their brand image. It's kind of crazy.
Like, you could go to, like, a 2000s era Linux sysadmin and ask him how to brand this, and he would do better.
Well, you just can't do worse than like China specifically.
Because it's
It's actually
confusing.
quite
Like, not
crazy.
only does it not like, not only does it not evoke, like, an image of a brand or, like, have any aesthetic, but, like, it also isn't words. Like, it's not even things that you can pronounce, right? So you're like, "Oh, well, like, I've noticed that our word of mouth transmission of, like, marketing material is really low," and it's like, that's because nobody can pronounce it. Like, the nuke like, if I say, "Go buy nuke phone screen protect," they're gonna think that this is a sponsor. We should find someone else who sponsors us instead of shilling this, like, shitty Chinese thing.
It's actually like difficult to be this bad at marketing. Like it's a feat at that point.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying, like, I'm not even being, like, facetious when I say that literally the completely mediocre American citizen would be like a marketing genius in China when you're dealing with
yeah,
Western markets. Maybe not when dealing with Chinese markets, but, like,
yeah. I don't know what they do in Chinese markets, but yeah, agreed. Um, so yeah, it's just. I mean, I've been kind of traveling, seeing all these Chinese cars and Starlink, and it's starting to feel. You remember that phrase like the future's already here. It's just not evenly distributed. I think I'm starting to feel like this is going to sound really gay, but it's all an agency thing now because none of the futuristic stuff is actually that expensive. Like none of the stuff that we've like gotten unlocked in the past year or 2 years is future. Like LLMs are free effectively, right? You can like Cybele these and get free credits. Um, Peptides, you just got to find a way to get them through customs wherever you are, but they're also not actually that expensive. Um, Even if you make like 10,000 bucks a year or something like very third world coded, you can experiment with peptides. You can like play around with the LLMs. I don't think that stuff's off limits to anyone at this point. It's pretty much entirely a question of will.
this has been one of my, like, long-standing talking points is that, the world, whenever it wants to, like, shut people out of doing a thing, whenever it wants to make something impossible for people, like, if you're decently resourceful and motivated, it will never actually work on you because the bar at which someone stops in order to try and, like, prevent people from doing a behavior in a population, they block out, like, 98% of people, always. They never go for 100% because in order to block out that last 2%, you have to change systems so ridiculously that it becomes cartoonish, in order to keep these last 2% of people because they're just like they're always gonna find a way around your shit, right? Because 'Cause they're raccoons, they're going for the gold here, and, so you can basically just count on the fact that if you have the balls to go for something, nobody will ever be able to stop you from actually taking it.
Do you remember like back in like 2012, we all used to like be jailbreaking iPhones and like we were doing all that work, risking like what was legitimately like an expensive, like very beautiful piece of hardware at the time, um, to like effectively get like a different background or so like a slightly different like logins, like you could swipe up to log in or like something really stupid. And now that you could actually build like very, very, very cool things on your phone, no one is jailbreaking their phone anymore. Actually, it's kind of weird. Do you think all those people are just using like Android phones, like weird customizable nerd phones or whatever?
I think it's just that there's a like basically all of the operating systems looked at this and they said like, okay, what is causing people to jailbreak our software? Because like obviously if they're willing to go through the pain in the ass of like looking up whatever the newest like jailbreak hack is and then like figuring out how to install it, like this is a big friction point for our user base, right? And then they just said like, okay, let's just implement it, right? Like this is how all like major software distributions like gradually iterate and get better. This is how AI is going to get better too actually. Like all of these AI companies have these massive valuations and what's going to happen is all of the code that everybody designs with it is uploaded to the AI. So like let's say I vibe code an app, right? Let's say my app eventually is making like 100 million a year or something. Eventually OpenAI or whoever I used to make this app is going to look at this and say like, okay, like I found all of their prompts in my code base. I'm just gonna make their thing but better, and then with more distribution, and then I'm fucked, right? So like
Yeah.
big one is just always going to win. Everyone who's making like if your moat right now is like, yeah, dude, like I copied this app and like there was this app that was like 10 years old on the App Store and I copied it and I made a better version of it. And it's like, okay, you have like 8 months max of revenue before uh, either OpenAI officially releases a competitor or one of their employees just makes a better version of it, right? Like you are not like on solid foundation here.
Yeah, this is like the app software goes to zero thesis. I
Well,
agree with parts of it, but I disagree with parts of it because, like, on the one hand, it's true. On the other hand, like, dude, the literal, like, the alarm on iPhone sucks. Like, the alarm. I'm not talking like, oh, I have problems with the email app or like, wow, I really have an issue with like, the fitness tracker because I want to use like specific data or it's like, it's normalizing your data in a bad no, it's just like the alarm app is bad. Um, so I think I agree in some ways, but I think in other ways it's like I don't know. I think there is an opportunity and you can actually make like good software that is interesting and will continue to be valuable for like a moderate period of time, I think.
I think the biggest problem for me is that the Apple alarm app has like when it is hitting you with an alarm, the most obvious and largest button on the screen is the snooze button. Like the button, like the
Yeah,
big
that's
red,
what
like
it's
press
so
this
bad.
button now. And you're just like, dude, like snooze is actually a useless alarm feature, by the way. Like I fucking hate everybody who uses snooze on alarms.
Snooze is a real thing,
Dude,
but it's obviously a bad thing. It's like
it's
obviously
literally
one of
just
those
a
features
it's
that's like evil.
dysfunctional design. If you ever use the snooze, it's like admitting that you are a loser,
I'm a
right?
snooze power user here, so watch what you
Bro,
say.
the most painful living arrangements of my life were when I was
Is when the
living with
other guy like
somebody.
has
The
five
fucking
alarms
the
and
fucking
snoozes
one
all
and a
of them.
half hour power snoozers, dude. They are the worst
The
people in the
power
planet. Like,
snoozer.
they wake you up like an hour and a half ahead of this was always in college, guy. Like, the fucking guy wakes you up at, like,
Yeah, it's always
5:30, and
it's
then
like
he
your
keeps
roommate when you
snoozing his
first moved to
goddamn
New York.
alarm until 7 in the morning. Every 7 minutes, he snoozes it again and again. So it's like, he's not going to bed. You're not going to bed. What is the point of any of this? Like, it's literally just burning an hour and a half every single day.
The Giga Chad power snooze alarm user versus the virgin roommate who gets the one thing where they're killing it is privacy, man. Apple is like the only company that cares about privacy. And they actually
Kind
care
of.
about privacy
I
so
mean,
much.
but they're partnering with Google, sir, so it's like
Yeah,
that is
Google is like the
that is the
most
one thing, like
the thing is Google isn't evil. Like Meta is evil about privacy. Like Meta will listen in on your conversations. Google is more
well, Meta
like
also will not Meta is evil in, like, the worst way, right? There's, like, a quadrant of, like, it's like, how much of your data do we store, and then, like, how much benefit do you get from your stored data? And Meta is like,
yeah.
"We keep all of your data, and it doesn't benefit you in any way."
Dude, the one time a blue moon, I open up like Instagram to just like like oh hey, I'm back in my hometown, what's up guys and like whatever. I get some ads that are not bad, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a little sad, I guess. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see. Do you think I was boar hunting this weekend. We were talking about AI centers and yeah, I don't
You should
know.
talk a
I'm
little
just
bit about that. What's
progressing.
the debate going on with like it looks like DeSantis is leading the push to not have data centers in his jurisdiction. I actually don't understand what the debate about this stuff looks like at all.
It's just stupid.
What is
Like
your
there's no
understanding of it?
reason to not have a data center in
But,
your
like,
d
why do
there's
they
literally
not
0
want
reason.
is it, like, the same because this is also an issue with, like, nuclear plants, this is an issue with, like, wind turbines even. Like, do you know why wind turbines look the way that they do? Like, why do they all look like they're designed by Apple?
I don't know, 'cause they're ugly and someone was like, "Oh, hey, let's make a less ugly
It's
one."
because people will literally never vote to have wind turbines in their, like, when it comes down to the locality that is actually voting to allow wind turbines to be built, they will never vote for them unless they look like this. If they look
Yeah.
even slightly shittier, then it's just an instant veto by every resident of every single city in the universe, and,
Aren't wind turbines like a stupid LARP though? Aren't they isn't that
yeah,
the
they're
TLDR
pretty
is that
they're
they're like
I'm
a
not a
LARP?
huge fan. So
They're
I
just like
actually,
stupid.
I was gonna
Yeah.
go into renewable energy, in college, and I did, like, a year working on a research project with a team that was looking at, wind turbines, actually, and after that year, I was so black-pilled on the concept of wind energy that I just completely changed my career path. It's just like, "This will never work." Like, everything about this is subsidized by the state, and it's, like, one of those things where, so in a given column of air moving through a wind turbine blade path, there's actually like an equation that we know for like the maximum extractable amount of energy from like an ideal airfoil. Like an idealized airfoil can get it's around like 40% of the energy out of that wind. And we're already like within a percent or two of that. So we're not going to be getting much more efficient in terms of extracting the energy out. And so in order to actually make wind turbines financially viable, we're going to have to make generators a lot cheaper and figure out how to build them a lot more inexpensively. And we can't really do either of these things because a lot of the construction costs, like most of it is just like steel is expensive, copper is expensive, right? So there's like a
Yeah.
lot of hard limits in terms of like what the absolute ideal minimum is, even if the technology itself gets a lot better just because of material prices. So I was just like, I don't think we're ever actually gonna get these succeed in a non-subsidized environment.
Yeah. Wind turbines just mid. Don't do wind turbines. Just solar, or if we were based in a better world, we could do nuclear, but we can't do nuclear because someone saw like a scary movie or The Simpsons or whatever the fuck. My mom sent me like three like I told my dad back in like 2014 to buy Bitcoin or something, and he didn't do it. And so I just, I don't have the millions and trillions of dollars or whatever, but I get to hold it over my dad forever, which is like arguably a decent trade. Um, some things money can't buy. But my mom keeps sending these posts that are like buying copper now is like buying Bitcoin in 2008. And it's like, I don't know, mom, like it might be a good deal. I don't know if it's Bitcoin in 2008. It's like,
No, usually when moms find these things, they're actually good trades. Like, I
yeah,
don't know
you kept
why.
saying this. I remember you talking about this, how like your mom had like out traded you. Like if you had
Yeah,
just traded on your mom's sentiment, she would have like destroyed you.
well, it's because she completely ignored everything that I was talking about with regards to crypto for, like, 5 years, and then randomly came to me one time, dead ass in the pico bottom of a bear market and said, like, "Well, I decided like, Bitcoin run that it looked like it was gonna stay around, and I'm, like, interested in buying some. What would be good now?" And I, like, give her the options, and one of the options was Solana at, like, fucking, like, $14, and she's like, "Yeah, well, I'm doing crypto because like, I want it to be risky, and this seems like the highest risk to reward one." And then she just, like, bottom ticks Solana and then sells it, like, 20x higher, and I'm like, "Okay." That's just fucking awesome, man. And
Yeah, it's
I
just a
assume it's gonna be the
weird
same thing with your mom, because like, moms don't usually want to invest in things. They're very risk averse, but, like, when they do actually wanna, like, move money, it's usually for something that, like, has a pretty good risk reward. I don't know, man. All my friends' moms, the one time every decade they make a trade, it's pretty fucking good.
well, they're also like they're like peak like once a trade is like hit like saturation level, It's like left curve plus like a certain amount of set, because the whole thing with like left curving something is you have to hit the timing correct, right? It's like anyone can left curve something. It's all about the timing. Um, right curving is way harder. Right curving is like my mutual Campbell, who was calling the ex Bridgewater guy, who's calling gold for like the silver for the past year. Um, and then yeah, I don't know. The thing with left curving is like you have to hit it at the right timing, which is a little bit harder. Um, but yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm like pissed off. Twitter is just working very poorly. It's been dropping off all the time. It's not working. That's also part of the excuse why our the episode before this one
Oh,
is
it's
was a little
really
bit
funny
late.
because they're doing this thing where they're simultaneously trying to push live broadcasts and also the site doesn't work, right? So it's like imagine that you're promoting people do live broadcasts, but then every 20 minutes of their live broadcast, you turn the website off and they lose all their viewers. It's like one of those things that you would really assume someone would think through before they try to coordinate like this.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. I don't know, man. They're doing the articles push. Did you see the like $1 million for the best performing article, which is like so
Yeah.
funny because they keep being like, we don't want people who just hack the system to get metrics, and then they keep like rewarding like oh my god, remember that one guy like Zoomy Zoom or whatever? He completely disappeared off the face of the earth. That one guy who got paid like 10K for posting an image of like Steve Jobs' daughter. Um, and then like never had a good post ever again. Like just literally immediately never
That's
had
my
a good post
mutual.
ever again.
That's my mutual.
Yeah,
That one, I
that's
think
my mutual. I think he actually lost it. Like that guy is not having a good time, straight up.
there's a lot of these things.
Um,
The average person who isn't super online can't actually conceptualize the degree to which the focused canon of attention that the internet is capable of producing can give you brain damage. Like the example that I always use is SBF. Like imagine what it would be like going from being some random unknown kid to being like the hottest billionaire in the entire world within the span of 6 months. This is like a level of social ascension that like was literally not possible in any other society, right? Like Alexander the Great scaled up less exponentially than this guy did, right? And so you go from being like nobody to being the most important person in the entire universe. And I don't know how your ego adjusts to this in a sane way, right? And this
there's no
happens.
way to adjust this in the same way.
Like
It's
this is why
actually just
everybody
not
goes viral,
possible.
or when they go viral, they have a mental breakdown. Is because
Yeah.
like you're not used to anyone like, if you have 300 followers on something, you're just not used to anyone reading or interacting with your stuff. And then the idea now that every one of these people calling you like an evil retard is actually another person. Like all of these are real people. Like you're basically getting lynched publicly in your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think the first time you go viral on Twitter, it's also like you still have notifications on, and so your phone is just like zzz, 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 like buzzing every 2 seconds. It's just a dopamine. It's like one of the most addictive experiences ever. It actually might be like more addictive than crack the first time one of your like tweets goes viral or something. Um, it's unironically like near infinite amounts of dopamine. Uh, just like a total dopamine spam. Um, I don't know. It's this weird situation. But yeah, X has been breaking. They're doing the articles. Um,
The articles are all
I
awful, by the
posted
way, because
one.
right now the current meta on Twitter is just everybody is talking about like how they're building Claude code workflows. And they're like, dude, like I have like 5 Claude code agents that are all like using the Vercel like skills like tree that they've laid out. And it's like, I'm so efficient, bro. But like there's very little actual building being done. It's a lot of talking about like this would be so optimal for building if I ever had an idea. Like
Yeah. Yeah, there's like
it's
two
like the art
categories of
of thin
people and they don't interact with each other at all. It's the people that go like, yeah, so this is my like Vercel Databricks Datadog post hog setup for building with multiple concurrent agents at once. And then it's like Joe Weisenthal building like an actually interesting product and he's just like dicking his way through, doesn't know how to use anything at all. Um yeah, it's a pretty interesting like you're either on one side of that divide or you're on the other. I haven't seen anyone who has like one of these complex agent setups and is actually like doing doing any meaningful vibe coding with it. But I don't know. Maybe they're doing it well, or they're hiding it.
I'm sure they exist and they're out there and whatnot, but this dichotomy
It's like
always
in
exists where,
theory,
like, if you've ever had to hire software engineers, you know that, like, if you make the hire and he comes in and he starts, like, ricing out his, like, fucking Linux, like, laptop, you're just like, "Okay, well,
it's
I've,
over.
like, hired the wrong guy," right? Like, just use a
Yeah,
fucking IDE, dude. Like, this is awful. I mean, okay, 99% of the time is that, 1% of the time it's, like, the most cracked engineer in the entire universe, and, like but the problem is that the 99% all think that they are that 1%, and they all, like, talk like
yeah. They're
they
all
are
in
that
software
person,
bone.
and, like, it isn't until you've been, like, fairly immersed within software engineering that you can parse out the difference between these 2 types of people, but,
Yeah,
that's what they're doing with the ricing out of their Claude Code, MD, like, whatever situations, and, I think the other thing is that there's actually no incentive that anyone who's building something good has to tell people how they're doing it now, and, like, nobody understands this, like, at a fundamental level, humans believe that it is possible that somebody who has, like, $1,000,000 idea will go onto the internet and tell you how to do it, right? Like, they actually believe that somebody is going to do this out of the good of their heart, and they never analyze that, like, if this idea actually worked and was scalable, the person would just grind all day to do it themselves, right? But that is the
yeah.
case.
Well, the only people who really have an interest are like the replets of the world or whatever, right? Like the IDE stuff. There's like a couple very niche software players that have like some reasons to share it, but by and large, you're entirely correct. Like none of these people, if someone ever's like, oh, I found this hack to do this thing, it's like, okay, how are you screwing me?
This is how I made $1,000,000 trading from $12. It's like, dude, like,
Yeah, that's
you're
never. So
you're
as the
trying to
guys who
fuck
are
me
like
somehow.
martingale it unironically. Yeah. The one situation where it is different is like the autists who do it for the love of the game. Like the guy who's like, yeah, I'm like cycling 42 credit cards right now, or like I'm buying Costco gold right now, or like, yeah, so I use my airplane miles to, as on my credit card to buy 50,000 packs of this specific like seasonal yogurt discount and swap those
But
points for
you never
whatever.
actually find these people, in the wild unless you're a curated autist herder, because for the most part, uh, the autists who do this stuff are very bad at marketing, and they will never go viral enough that you see them unless, either you just have, like, an eye for it and you already follow a lot of these people, or they accidentally say something that's, like, so antisocial that it gets them put on your feed for being, like, a heinous, like, antisocial disorder, just like villain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. But we'll see. I'm sure some of these guys are building like something that's like moderately useful. I hope, man.
No, there's a lot of people that are
Um,
building good things right now, but, like, most of the time like, most of these articles, like, I read a lot of them, and I eventually realized that it's, like, the entire point of this article, which is itself AI generated, right? Like, most of these articles are just AI slop themselves, and it's like, you have AI writing slop about AI that is being retweeted and commented by AI, and it's just this infinite loop going around of, like, it's like a human centipede of AI content.
yeah,
And, the point of it is just to promote the people's accounts as, like, AI influencers. Like, you go and they have, like, a newsletter where they, like, write about, like, AI updates, but, like, they don't have any sort of insider knowledge. There's just, like there's this feeling that if you're not always doing the newest thing, the newest update or playing with the toys, like, you should be learning what's going on in the industry, that you're, like, falling behind somehow, right? So people
yeah,
are like, "I must build these skills," and you're like, "Well, why?" Like, they're like, "Well, because in the future, I'm gonna need them." It's like, you should build skills that you need to do what you're actually trying to do now, because you don't actually like, I don't believe that it's possible to build skills that you don't need, right? Like, do you remember reading books about shit that you just didn't care about during school?
yeah. You will forget that stuff like immediately, like right
If you
away.
can't apply it in any way, you're just like, "Okay, shoop," like, out in one ear, out the
Yeah,
other, it's
yeah,
gone.
yeah. It's gone forever. It's like
Actually,
immediately gone.
the only good article that I saw about any of this stuff was, like, if you are trying to apply, like, a bunch of these weird AI workflows and, like, change your life with all of this stuff in some, like, upheaving way, but you don't actually have a reason to do it, like, it's just not going to work and you're an insane retard. That was the best
Yeah.
article that I read, was an article that said, like, "Stop reading all these articles."
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty useful. It's pretty useless, a lot of this stuff. I don't know, and it's also, like, even if you take it at face value, it's, like, every 2 weeks it's changing. So, like, why even learn the, like, newest, like, weird niche setup where you use this agent or whatever? I had a tweet about this that was like, "Oh, you gotta use ChatGPT, unless you're generating images, and then use Gemini. Unless it's anime, then Midjourney." But actually for anything, like, it's Midjourney. It's just, like, this weird convoluted thing, and it's like, man, just, like, use whatever. Ask your friends what they're doing, and it'll be fine. And if it's true that everything is getting like 50 times better on a month over month basis, then eventually your tool will be good enough that it won't matter. And if it's not true, like, you're not going to need this yes or yes
Well,
to
also the other thing
survive.
is it just doesn't matter. Like, this is something that people have a really hard time understanding, I guess. I myself, like, I'm a notorious not understander of this thing, but like the bar of perfectionism and quality that you believe is necessary to achieve the task is so much higher than what you actually need. Like, if you're designing a landing page and you're trying to maximize conversions, like all of these extra little artistic tweaks that you're adding to it are so unnecessary, and there are so few marginal buyers that are going to be converted by, like, the extra 3 hours you put into, like, really diving into this, and it's the same thing with, like, image generation, right? You're like, "Oh, like, I have to do 2 hours of research to find out which like, how to best prompt this image model. Oh god, like, I have to do another, like, 20 minutes of research to figure out which image model is the best one," and then, like, finally, by the end of this, I'll have, like, an image that's, like, 6% better than, like, the one that I generated with my forward prompt in like Grok or whatever. And then it doesn't matter
Yeah.
anyway because the person who's viewing this image is completely oblivious to any of these differences.
Yeah, no one cares. It's You'll either make it or not make it. I don't know, man. It is what it is.
And for those of you who've already made it, I have something from one of our sponsors. So Citizen X allows you to buy passports. So you pay them an upfront fee. They handle all of the filing, the paperwork to get you registered as a citizen of another country. 24/7 concierge service, hand holding the whole way through. They accept crypto, basically everything you could ask for. If the political climate in your current country is worrying you a little bit, and you'd maybe like to move your family or your assets out, this is about the best way you can do it. Check them out, citizenx.com.
Should we serious post about Greenland and like JPOW and Iran, do you think? Or
Yeah, yeah, hit us. Explain Greenland. I've seen Trump posting about I mean, my understanding of the Greenland situation is Trump, like, made some sort of text-based allegation that, like, "Yeah, we should, like, buy the thing or take it or something," and, like, there was a lot of European indignation over this, like, "You can't just take Greenland." Like, what? Like, I'm pretty sure we can just take Greenland. It's an issue of whether it makes any sense to do this or not, right? And I think
yeah,
we're
it,
hitting
it
that
feels
straight
like
now.
Europe is like the personification of the school teacher in one of those videos where like they're at an inner city like high school, and there's this kid who's like, he might be 18 but has the body of like a 24-year-old. And there's like this 5'2" woman who's like, no, you need to listen, you need to do your homework right now. And
And the
there's like
kid, like,
effectively,
pulls, like, an AK-47 out of his pants and just, like,
he like
points
pulls an
it at her.
AK-47 or like just RKO, like choke slams this like poor like dainty woman onto the ground, like ruining her life, and like obviously disavow, not a good thing, etc. But it's just like, it's this feeling of like you have completely misunderstood the dynamics of like who has authority and control in this.
It's basically like you don't understand how the world works at all. Like, Europe
Yeah.
exists in this, like, perpetual whining state, and they were fine doing this when the rest of the world was only doing perpetual whining also, but, like, now that Trump has shown he's willing to, like, use military force, Europe is just confused because they were like, "Wait, I thought we just don't need militaries. I thought we were gonna settle everything by who's whining more."
Yeah.
And, like, so they're deploying their highest level of threat, which is like a NATO declaration of like, "Please don't take Greenland. Please don't take it."
Please, please don't take Greenland, please. Yeah. Yeah, it is just like that. It's like this teacher, like, yelling at this kid like, "Please don't RKA chokeslam me. Please do your homework. I'm begging you." And but like it's never begging, right? Like the way it manifests is always like getting like
It's like,
more
"Respect
increasingly
my
more and more
authority." It's
angry.
literally the fucking Cartman gif, like, the "respect my authority" thing, and the person telling you this is like it's like a 2.5 foot tall, like, obese midget, right? And you're just like, "I
Yeah.
just don't have to. Like, I just don't have to respect anything."
And it's like the more angry they get and the more they talk about, like, how very angry and very serious and, like, all the consequences you're gonna face for this, the more that happens, the more it becomes, like, imminently clear, like, "Wait a second, like, you actually have, like, no authority, you have no will to, like, affect upon the world in any way that you want to.
Well, and you can
You
tell
are
because they keep
entirely
doing
at
it.
my discretion."
Like, when somebody
Yeah.
when somebody has to, like, repeat their, okay, it's like a very feminine thing, right? But you, like, walk into a room and, if there's, like, someone who's trying to get everyone to do something, like, for the night, right? Like, they want everyone to, like, "Okay, like, let's leave and go, like, the Uber's outside." Like, if the guy telling you to go get in his Uber has to tell everyone 6 times to get in his Uber, everyone just instantly knows this person doesn't matter, right? And
Yeah.
that's like
The EU right now.
they're the guy who's been begging everyone, like, "Please don't, like, take Greenland from us." And, like, we're watching all of the serious countries, like, they're not saying, like,
Oh, well, the UN said not to take it.
they're saying, like, "Oh, well, is Trump gonna take it?" Like, that's what they're waiting on for the response. And so it makes it clear who actually matters.
Yeah. It's just this very weird situation. Um Yeah, we'll see what happens, but it's pretty interesting because apparently this is all basically because of global warming, and so a bunch of these Arctic shipping routes are going to be like permanently open year round and just much more stable. And so China basically wants to ship things directly over Canada, past Greenland, into like Amsterdam and all these great ports that exist in Europe for to sell like BYD cars and phone cases and what have you. um, and it's just this weird, yeah, it's this weird thing where like no, like the libtards keep coping that like, oh, Trump just saw Greenland on a map and he thinks it's really big. It's like no, actually, what you don't realize is like this is right next to one of the most important shipping routes in the entire world.
I was
It's
wondering this
Trump has
myself. Like,
this.
I assumed there was a reason for this, right? Like, it's like the Venezuela thing where there was a reason. After I talked to people, I learned there were several reasons why it was important to do the thing in Venezuela for like Trump's goals, right? But like, if you talk to the average liberal, they're just like, Trump is just like, he hates the Mexicans. He doesn't like Mexico. And
Or
so
they're
you
like,
can't,
"He's so stupid. He's so stupid." And Trump
he's
has this,
such
like,
an idiot that
uncanny
he
ability.
randomly invaded Mexico too, like, he's so dumb. And and so it's just
Yeah.
impossible to get an actual understanding of, like, what is going on from them, and it's also impossible to get it from Trump because, like, he's become insane and I can't read any of his long posts anymore, so I have to rely on, like, other people who are, like, summarizing downstream Trump, and it's
Yeah,
the
the
same
the
thing with this.
240 character limit was doing a lot for Trump retrospectively. He, uh, he has fallen off ever since they removed the 240 character limit.
He's gotten really bad. He's
Um,
not good at long posting. He should really like, this is something that Twitter did very well, I think, is, like, not everyone is good at, like, linear long form content generation, and, like, being not able to even have the opportunity to demonstrate that to the world was really good. Twitter saved a
yeah.
lot of people from looking much dumber than they otherwise would have. There's a lot of times where I look at my, like, anytime I tweet a long thing, I look at it and I'm like, the best version of this is under 240 characters, like, undoubtedly. Uh, the most accessible version of this, and, like, when I start writing longer, like, it's a little bit about what we were talking about before, where, like, there's that intermediary in terms of, like, the length of a piece of written content where, like, if you're making something really short and punchy, that's, like, a clear thing to iterate towards, but then, like, if you're making it long, like, how fucking long are you supposed to make it on Twitter? Like, once you go past the read more, you feel like you have to keep going for a while, otherwise you made someone
Yeah,
click
you
read
can't go
more.
past it for, like, 1 sentence. You're just that's
Right.
just very annoying. Yeah.
So you have to go past it for, like, another 240 characters at a minimum, but then you get into this it's this weird gray zone territory where, becomes very hard to understand. And then at a certain point, it's like this should just be an article, but you're not going to write an article on Twitter because they suck. You're going to write an article on Substack. So now, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but yeah, basically these shipping routes matter a lot. Um, and Trump has this uncanny ability to uh, like Trump cared about immigration a lot in 2016, and like immigration was interesting in 2016, but after 2020, it's like immediately a trillion times more clear how important, how like incredibly important immigration was to the U.S. and like all these systems that were being created to like loophole people in these goofy ways into the United States. But whether you intrinsically agree with it happening or not, like it remains like it's very obvious that like there was all these weird like asylum loopholes and like people lying about where they were coming from
Well,
and
it's also
whatever.
clear that like democracy hasn't been enacted in any serious capacity because like the average moderate American, uh, they support like, yeah, like we should have like really skilled immigrants from these countries, but there's basically no normal person that supports like, yeah, we should just like invite like literally everyone into the capacity that we've been doing. But it became impossible for like if a politician comes and says, yeah, like I think we should only have like the best, the most skilled, the brightest from the rest of the world, they'll help build us. They say that, and then in practice they import the entirety of Somalia. So
And then steal
like
like an entire Somalian GDP, every like double the GDP of
right.
Somalia. Trump's very good at getting these issues early. Like if you remember also, like China is obviously a very big issue now. When Trump was talking about China in 2015, 2016, people actually thought he was like crazy for bringing up China. It's actually quite crazy how ahead of his time he was on like a lot of these issues. I remember like they called him like a an evil guy. Like they were like he's so dumb. Like they keep calling him dumb because he's
They would
optimized his
make fun of him for like
communication.
saying the word China. Like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair to them, he does say China in like a pretty funny
he says
way,
it very
but it's just
bizarrely, right? But
yeah.
like
Well, he has this whole thing. He's optimized himself for like 30 years for like his version of the algorithm, which was TV, right? When we're like 50, 60 years old and we're like saying truth Nami or like truth nuke, and like our kids are like, wow, grandpa is so weird or whatever. It's like, yeah, man, we optimized ourselves for the algorithm for like 30, 40 years, that affects you. He did that, but for TV. And so it's pretty reasonable for him to have this like weird way of communicating. Um, but yeah, they keep giving him shit. The other thing they did actually really well is you should pull up a map while I talk about this, but they also created this brand new like fake country. And if you remember, like 10 years ago, the US would create like fake countries because of like some woke story or whatever. Like, oh, Malala happened in Afghanistan, and so we have to create like a Malala land or whatever. Now it's like Trump is like Marco Rubio is just actually kind of a genius. Like they created Somaliland, which is just an entirely fake country, whole cloth, entirely because it's going to be like a U.S. puppet, and it's going to control like the entry into the Suez Canal from Asia. So Trump has just like single handedly controlled both of like the two most important shipping lanes. The only other shipping lane that like exists that is like somewhat important is the Panama Canal, which he's also trying to get back from Panama or like remove and reduce like Chinese influence in Panama. And then the only shipping lane that like the US would not have absolute control over and like be able to nuke anyone moving through would be like literally going under the Horn of Africa, which is just like a comically annoying and like out of your way shipping lane. Like it's just by far, we should make a tier list of shipping lanes, but it's just by far the worst shipping lane. And so Trump has actually just like created a stroke of brilliance, like controlled all of like the Earth's like overseas trade, and libtards are like, oh, he's like, oh, oh, you stupid Cheeto president, you think Greenland is really big, don't you? And it's just like he's playing like 6D chess, and they're just like, yeah, it's this very funny situation. He's like literally like death noting them, where he's like, it's like he's death noting them, but speaking like purely in two and one syllable words. And then they're like blundering all of their chess pieces, but like having the death note monologue in their head. it's this very interesting situation. Um, yeah, yeah, that was a bit of serious post stuff.
So, as we talk about Greenland and who its rightful owner may be in the coming times, you might be thinking to yourself, I have an extremely strong opinion on this. I know for a fact that Donald Trump is going to capture Greenland by the end of 2026. And if you have such a feeling, I want to remind you, you can go to our sponsor, polymarket.com's website, and put your beliefs to the test.
And then the other big thing we had was Jay Powell is getting sued. He's getting sued for not pumping our
It
bags.
is really funny, like, it does look really bad to see, like, the way that they've framed the Jay Powell suing looks really, really bad for Trump. Like, it looks like I've threatened this man to, like, lower rates to pump my bags for, like, 2 years, and he hasn't done it, so now I'm going to jail.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So apparently, I don't know. The optics are like mega bad, and it probably should not be happening. I'm also a big believer that like Pam Bondi is like easily the stupidest member of the cabinet right now.
I can't
Probably.
tell if she's, like, anti-Trump or so dumb that it's effectively anti-Trump. Like, I have been trying to figure out if she's doing her own, like, 5D chess of incompetence, whereas it's like, she's actually not an incompetent idiot, she's a very competent idiot, but she's just on the
She
other
just
side.
hates Trump and like wants to
Yeah,
nuke
like,
his. Yeah, yeah. It's this very weird situation, and it's hard to tell what she's trying to get done at all. But it is. I will say, like, apparently, this is literally going to be like the most expensive, like, building in square foot Jamie Dimon just built, like, a new headquarters for JP Morgan in New York City, and I think that's, like, 5 or 4 times cheaper on a per square uh, basis than, like, the Fed, and that's literally in New York, like, the most expensive city with, like, permitting hell. They literally just, like, installed, like, a low-key communist socialist as their mayor, and this is like somehow 5 to 6 times more expensive on a per square foot basis. So I don't know what's going on, but it does seem like someone dropped the ball. Maybe we're just going to have like the greatest Federal Reserve building of all time, and it'll be epic. But yeah, it does seem like something weird is going on. Uh, but I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those cases where there's just so much waste that it's also like a pretty sweet gig to be like, yeah, I'm the guy like who has the contract for the renovations for the only person on earth, like the only institution on earth that can print money literally. And it's like, so how much money do you want to spend on this building? And it's like, I don't know, man. Like
so I guess
just
for
like
context here, it's like Jerome Powell is getting, sued? Is it sued or is it, like whatever.
they're in late stages of investigation. I don't think he's
He
officially
built
sued
a
yet.
building for the Fed that was way too expensive, basically, and Trump is saying, uh, after he's been trying to get this guy to raise rates for 2 years, he's now, like, pursuing this guy legally, for his expensive
Or
building,
the
which is like
DOJ is, yeah. Technically
yeah, I
Trump
guess it's
isn't, but
like
yeah, it's obviously being read as like Trump is like going after this. He also posted like a 2 minute like sincere post video on YouTube where he's like crying on camera. It's just the funniest
wait,
video.
Trump is?
He's like, no, J Pow. Did you not see this
Oh,
video?
no.
It's so
I
good.
mean,
Just we'll
it is
we'll throw up a clip
ridiculous.
of it.
Okay, imagine that you are Jerome Powell, right? And, like, because Trump has been yelling at you for 2 years to raise rates, you're just like, "Well, I guess I can do anything because if I break any law now, the liberals are going to say, like, he's only enforcing this law because I won't lower the rates." So this is actually, like, a way in which I would use my get out of jail free
There's a
pass, is I
five
would say,
head
like,
scenario.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to use my get out of jail free pass to just, like, build myself the most baller office of all time because it's like, this plausibly seems right? Like, this would be a really defensible way to
Plausibly
do it. Like, I
deniable.
bet he actually thought this.
Yeah, plausibly deniable. It's like, "Oh, this guy's been on me to raise the rates for, like, 3 years. I just, won't raise the rates, and, yeah, whole I can get away with anything because these liberals will back me up." That would actually be genius if he did that, honestly, he deserves the amazing office. I don't know if I'd buy it that he did it on purpose, but that would be pretty amazing.
I don't know how this works because I've never misallocated like hundreds of $1,000,000 of like federal funds, but like try to put yourself in the position where you are imagining yourself misallocating that many federal funds, right? You're probably thinking about like, what if I get caught, right? Like you have to be at some point wondering like what happens. Uh it would be the first thing that you think of. Is like, well, actually, I think I'm pretty good if I get caught because it just looks like Trump is doing some sort of like he's coming after me for
Not raising the rates.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be pretty gigabrained actually. Um,
Like I just think there's a 0% chance that the guy didn't consider this.
that would be super epic actually if he's yeah, that would be so funny, man. Oh my god.
Regardless of whether or not Jerome Powell was or wasn't embezzling US government funds, it's still deeply disturbing that he was able to have his financial transactions tracked in such a way. If you'd like to avoid this problem in the future, feel free to rely on our newest sponsor, Zcash, Z.Cash, completely private and untraceable transactions. Check them out.
Did you see the whole thinking machines drama where these like three people left Mira Muradi's company and joined OpenAI again after they raised like $2 billion. They did like this is worse than like a crypto rug. Like they raised $2 billion for like a PDF with 8 people, and like a year in or something, they just left and went back to their original company. It's actually kind of yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then this guy apparently was also like dating someone. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, but this
Oh
guy was
yeah, there
like
was some
also
like
dating
coworker
someone at the
dating.
company. Yeah, he was like fired or whatever. I don't know. It's this very weird situation. I also feel like and who knows, because maybe he's got like he gets fired for a cause or something. But I also feel like people are very attached to the idea of like getting fired or like, no, I'm resigning. I'm not getting you can't fire me. Like I resign. And like, no, you can't resign. I fired you. And it's like, dude, like if you get fired, you get severance. If you resign, you often don't. And it's like but people are like very attached to this
Everybody had
idea.
the
I find
same
that yeah.
they had the same sentimentality with breakups too. Like you remember the age when like everyone was like, "No, like I dumped her or him or whatever. It was me." And then at some point everyone realizes that actually you want to be the dumped one because it lets you have much more freedom after the fact. Like, if you are the one that dumps them, you have to go, like, 6 months of, like, publicly, like, mourning and, like, not dating anyone else and, like but then
I don't think people do that anymore, man. People break up and they like immediately it's kind of a heads well, girls have always done the thing. I don't want to go to gender discourse here, but girls have always done the thing where like, they break up and then they immediately like, wow, there's this new guy I met like 0.03 seconds after I broke up with you. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that curious? Um, but I don't know. It's like a weird. I don't think people. I don't think that's a thing, man. I think people are just evil nowadays. Do you think people have
huh.
like real qualms about like, oh, I
Yeah, I don't know, the
broke up
people
with
that I
him,
know
and
that
so I
are
gotta.
going through, like, breakups or whatever, like, maybe this is just, like, you're younger enough than me that you're dealing with, but, like, the old heads I know are still kind of like, you're not supposed to,
If you
like,
break up, you have to
broadcast
take time.
yeah, like, you're
Like
not
you,
supposed to be
yeah,
making, like, OnlyFans content with, like, your new girlfriend or whatever for the next, like, 2 months or something.
yeah. I think in my yeah, I think in I mean, I'm not that much younger than you, but I do think we're like riding the tiger at this point. Like you guys still have some like presumption of like civility, but we're just like total free for all evil mode. Like it's just priced in. We're being evil, like that's just the way it's gonna be. Um, versus like you guys are still pretending to be nice people. Like there's still this veil of like, oh, you can't do that. You can't like break up with them right away. That's not very nice. and it's just like, there's all these relationships I see with my peers where it's like they're both just hurting each other. Like, they're both actively
They're
trying
inducing
to,
very
like,
high instability, right? It's like you're making the compromise towards stability, and it's somehow making you even less stable. And you're like,
yeah,
what was
well,
the
you're
point
just
of any of
both
this?
doing, like, the maximally evil thing you can get away with to each other all the time, 24/7, and it's like, are either of you happy? Like, are either of you enjoying this at all? Why
This is
is
something that,
this a
dude,
thing?
older people truly cannot understand the extent to which, like, so many relationships that Zoomer guys and girls have are just like, "I hate my fucking bitch of a girlfriend," slash, "I hate
I
my
hate my bitch
boyfriend." Like,
wife, yeah.
yeah, it's like, I mean, like, boomers said it, and it was, like, kind of like a joke-ish, but, like, you're getting to the levels where, like, Zoomer guys and girls are, like, actively orchestrating a substantial amount of, like, their mental energy towards, like, "How do I ruin this person's life?"
Yeah,
Like,
how do I
how
ruin
do
my
like,
boyfriend's
how do I
day?
get
Like,
back at her for this, like,
how
evil
do
bitch
yeah.
thing that she did?
Yeah, it's like, how do I make, how do I make my boyfriend's day, like, worse? How do I ruin they, like, wake up like, how do I make my girlfriend's
How do I
day worse
embarrass
today?
my significant other? Like, what
Yeah.
would be the most embarrassing thing that I could plausibly, deniably get away with,
Yeah.
uh, in
It
this
is literally
relationship?
just that. It's like, who is the worst person that I can, like, do the thing to them, like, not quite DM them, but, like, maybe I will go and like 7 stories from, like, your best friend at 3 AM in the morning. It's it's just like, how close to, like, doing something straight up evil can I get without, like,
Well, and it's really
having
funny
everyone
because
hate me?
both parties now are willing to, like, make themselves look like a huge loser towards the end of, like, humiliating their partner. Like, guys will go and leave these, like, egregiously simpy comments on, like, some random girl's, like, Instagram post if they know that it's gonna make their girlfriend, like, suicidal, and girls will make these, like, egregiously slutty comments towards, like, random, like, famous guys knowing that it's gonna do the same to their boyfriend, right? Like, both of these people are lowering their own status to basically 0 in order to stab
It's
their
like I'm
partner's
zeroing
heart.
myself out to just, like, fuck you over even more. It
Yeah,
it
it's
is
like
such a
peak
weird,
spite, peak spite, man.
yeah, it's such a weird state of affairs. Oh my god, dude! Speaking of the celebrity thing, like, what a fucking weird time when there was like that meme that people would have you believe that like you had to tolerate your boyfriend or girlfriend because like both sides would do this publicly having a celebrity crush and being like, wow, I really want to have sex with this person. Like I would ruin my whole life to have sex and like the public would have had you believe for like a significant period of time that like you were a really bad person. It not even like no, I hypothetically wouldn't let you have sex with this person. Like just straight up like yeah, I'm hypothetically like not okay with you publicly telling everyone that you really want to have sex with this person. It's like like I'm not even like denying like maybe giving the circumstances you can do it. It's just like, yeah, please don't tell my mom that you really want to have sex with like Jason Momoa or whatever. I see all
It
these
was always
horrible
that guy. That guy was, like, the god of creating these, like, epic cuck pictures where it's like, the wife there's, like, a line of, like, 15 wives that wanna come up and have pictures where they're, like, hugging this guy while the guy is, like while
well,
Jason
it's
is,
like
like,
they
pushing their
also it's
husband
totally a
away.
humiliation
Like,
ritual because it's like they want their boyfriend in the photo as well. Like it's so bad. It's like you can't even they're not even doing it for themselves. They're like clearly doing it to harm the other person. Because like
yeah, like, it's, like,
why do you
literally, like,
want
I
this like
hate my
blatant
boyfriend
like
so much
toy
that
boyfriend in
I
this
want to
photo?
permanently document his, like, epic cuckoldry humiliation at the hands of this, like, meme cuckold creator celebrity guy who's, I don't even know what Jason Momoa does as, like, a person. I literally only know him from memes on the internet of him in these, like, weird reverse cuck pictures.
Yeah. I don't I've seen, like, a couple of these lately. I saw one, like, a week ago or something. I actually was not aware that, like, this is a big and he's, like, the guy for this. I didn't know that was a really a thing. But yeah, apparently, I guess, man. I don't know. It's such a cursed and like humiliation ritual world. There's all these things that people put themselves through, or that like you're even expected to put yourself through. They're just like obviously like negative expected value. Obviously,
Dude,
no sane person would ever do this. Like, and if you describe it, like if you very coldly dissect, like, or like even from the girl side, like, yeah, you need to be okay with your boyfriend, like on his public social media where your mom follows him,
right, and
like,
he follows, like, half of his Instagram
one of his
following
like
is, like,
Playboy
porn stars.
models. Yeah. And it's always like really trashy ones too. It's like it's not even like, oh, he's following like Geo Scotty. It's always like Tits G, and she just has like
It's
huge,
like
like comically like
it's like some, like, 40-year-old who has, like, 4 times oversized implants. You're just like, "Dude, like,
yeah.
this is just so absurd."
It
Like,
just it doesn't even look good, It
and
like
then the
it looks
girl will literally
bad.
be, like, some random, like, Midwestern brunette, like, his girlfriend, and you're just like, "Dude, like, I'm not, like, a feminist, you know, but, like,
Yeah, I'm not offended,
you
but like,
can
dude, that's
like,
kind of
you
evil.
shouldn't
Like
be
you're
doing
dating
this, right?"
a
Like, I am
mousy
so
girl.
rarely on the women's side in anything, but, like, you should be able to restrain yourself.
Well, it's also this thing where like, women are actually pretty adaptable at, like, their boyfriend being kind of evil about this stuff, funnily enough. So it makes it, like, so much more evil when, when the boyfriend does this stuff, because it's like, dude, you, like, just follow girls that look like a slightly hotter version of her, and she'll, like, cope herself into, no, like she'll be talking to her friends like, "No, Sarah, like he follows this girl because she looks like me." And it's like women will are like coping contortionists. They're amazing at it. She will cope herself into like this being bullish for your relationship. You just have to like give her the
It's so
slightest
epic that my
possible
boyfriend only
excuse.
follows porn stars who look somewhat similar to me. Like, they only have the same hair color as I do. Oh my god, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed. Affirm my relationship is the best.
Dude, but it is true. This stuff happens, man. Like I'm telling you. Dude, women are like the maximal copers of all time. They're so good at it. But yeah, less people should be in relationships. I think more people should break up paradoxically. Like it needs to get way worse before it's gonna get better. We need to like properly enter a relationship recession.
And on that note, I think we're going to be calling it quits. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Plausibly Deniable, and thank you to our sponsors for making this all possible. Godspeed. Later, guys.